Hello, Moberly. This is Scott McGarvey. I am your community relations manager, and I am here at the table with somebody I've been looking forward to introducing to you. And today I've got Shawn Middendorf, our Public Utilities Director. Shawn, thank you for coming to the table.
Thank you for having me, Scott. I appreciate it.
I'm looking forward to this conversation. Talking about the utility department, what does that look like for the City of Moberly? What do you do?
Oh, we do all kinds of things, of course. Our focus is water and sewer. So you got, plants on either end. We pull water from Sugar Creek Lake. We treat that so it meets all the rules and regulations, safe for the public to consume, drink, use for bathing, cleaning. Once they use it, it leaves the system and it goes out to the wastewater plant, and we treat it again. It goes back out into the environment, and it gets reused by a environmental process that Mother Nature made.
Shawn, you've been on the job for a year.
Mm-hmm.
You came from the private sector,
Mm-hmm.
doing water management, making the water, treating the water.
Mm-hmm.
So you bring a lot to the City of Moberly. Talk to me a little bit about your background. Spend just a couple of minutes with that.
Oh, yeah. So background. So I worked for a private company for about 26 years prior to coming to the City of Moberly. And I didn't leave under ill will or bad terms or anything. I just felt like it was time for me to make a change for myself. And but the experience I gained was just invaluable. I got to see lots of different systems, different sizes of systems, ages, worked with different people, communities. I did spend a little time in the HR seat, training manager. So not just in the field doing water and sewer work, wastewater work, but really a lot of administrative duties as well that helped me. I don't know. It's just been a well-rounded education and career.
Sounds like we have a wonderful place for you here in Moberly. I'm glad that you're with us.
I've enjoyed my year so far.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that you are looking at our system as a whole with that view of what you've seen in other communities, how other communities have operated, and looking at Moberly from that proactive approach. Talk to me about what the team looks like that you manage.
Yeah, so essentially there are three departments. You've got the drinking water treatment plant, and there's a staff of, I believe, 5 operators there that run the plant. They check on the pumping facilities at Sugar Creek Lake. They do a lot of things. They run over 3,000 lab tests every month to make sure that the drinking water's safe. Then from there, they pump it out into the distribution system and gets used back into the collection system. That's the D&C crew, we call them, distribution and collection. And those guys, they function similar to what you would see like an Emery Sapp and Sons or a contractor that's doing highway work or something like that. They sort of function like that because they're out digging in the dirt, putting pipe in the ground, all hours of the night, all weather conditions. Imagine for a moment if you were out in the field and you've been out there. It's 10 degrees at night, pitch dark. You got construction lighting and so forth lighting up your excavation site, and you're trying to focus and fix this piece of pipe that's leaking water at 10 degrees air temperature. Most people don't feel that, see that, understand that, and it is tough. It is very tough. So when you see those guys out, whoever, be kind. They're trying to do you a favor.
Absolutely.
They're trying to get your water back on. Be nice.
They want your water on just as bad as you do. So we've talked about the distribution and collection guys. What's next after that?
Yeah, so once the water gets pumped out, gets used by the consumers, they flush, goes down the drain. Then it enters the collection system, which is also the D&C crew, and their role in the collection system is a little different than the water distribution. So mostly what they're doing, the proactive approach is routine cleaning of all the pipes. So we've got these big, powerful, very expensive jet vac combo trucks and high pressure jetting machines that basically hydro flush the pipes. They scour the inside walls of the pipes to keep debris down and moved out of the system so that your the water you've used can flow freely out to the wastewater plant. So that's essentially their proactive function there. And then once it's to its not final resting place, because there isn't one, it ends up at the wastewater treatment plant. And so there we have a staff similar to the drinking water plant. We have a staff of, I believe, 5 or 6. And they do essentially the same types of functions, lots of lab testing. They remove solids from the water. They settle solids out of the water, and they put that back on the farm fields for agricultural use. So there's a benefit there. And then the clean water, once it meets all the state and federal regulations, goes back out into the environment.
We're going to take a break and come back in our next episode and talk about proactive projects. We're going to talk about system repairs. And in the meantime, thanks for being at the table with the City of Moberly.